G'day everyone and welcome back to Apio Puzzles, and today is Friday, so David Astle is once again upon us. David is the reigning king of the waffles, although there was no waffle off on Sunday, so each Sunday there will in theory be a wrap on the clues of the week, and the winner of or the best clue from that selection will be crowned the golden waffle holder. But on Sunday just past I didn't have one because I was sick last week, so I didn't do any puzzles, I don't think. So David is the carryover champ from the previous Sunday, and as such, let me remember now, I didn't, this is remiss of me, being the golden waffle holder gets him the golden waffle moniker in the corner of the screen. Let's just get that in a nice position. Might make it a bit bigger just for fun. There we go. So the golden waffler of the fortnight is with us today again, and I'm just making sure everything's good. Yes. So David was the winner of the golden waffle the week before last, and there will be another tournament this Sunday, so watch out for that. In the meantime, let's get cracking with today's, I should say, let's get waffling. Trying not to steal all of my all of my channel lore from Cracking the Cryptic. So let's get waffling with David Astle's puzzle today, and see how demonic it is. You can see everything. That's the clue that I'm focused on, and away we waffle. So one across. Prepare for holiday crowd. Prepare for holiday crowd is pack, to pack for a holiday, and a crowd is a pack. So nice easy starter, gives us a couple of good starting letters as well. One down, peaceniks marching off couple with belligerent gestures. With belligerent gestures. Something to do with birds. Marching peace. Not sure. There's a few things like peaceniks marching off could be an anagram, but then couple with belligerent gestures. I'm not sure if that would be a thing. Couple I thought might be a pair. Belligerent gestures. Well, I was thinking of giving someone the finger. I don't know if that's belligerent exactly, but let's move on. Let's not dally on difficult clues. Boy flees prison, plunging into blue Mediterranean. So blue starting with a C. Mediterranean. Wow, Mediterranean feels like the definition, although I'm not sure what synonyms we would have for that. It could be a person who lives by the Mediterranean Sea, or in the Mediterranean region, I guess. So could it be Cypriot? Yes. So we've got PRI. Hang on. I think it's something to do with this. PRI would be prison, and if the boy leaves, if son leaves prison, we get PRI, and that's plunging into blue. Cyprian. Blue is cyan, and or cyan. And Mediterranean is a Cyprian. So I didn't know that was actually a demonym for people from Cyprus. I thought it was a Cypriot. Maybe there's both. Now 10 across, 13 across. So let's move on from that for now. 12 across, puts on iron. This is going to be feigns, I think. Iron for FE, and feigns being puts on. Weight. What have we got? We need IGNS. Weight essentially to back tin. So weight essentially is the essential letters of weight, IG, and to back tin. Tin. I think tin is SN on the periodic table. Yeah, it seems a bit odd, but I think that's right. It must be, and that's going backwards. So actually, let's check that. Tin periodic table. I'm not going to change it, so Oh, there we go, SN, right. So, good to go. And there gives us an F there. That's going to be an interesting word. But let's come back to that since we failed the first time around. Ivories or strings arranged on cheesy CD. So we have 10 letters. We have a parent anagram because of the word arranged. Hang on. Why does that say 10 letters? And I've got, I made a mistake here. That should not be, no, not that one. This one shouldn't be in. I'll just have to mark it like that. So, ivories or strings arranged. So all strings is 9 letters on cheesy CD. So, right, let's not dally. That's just not coming to mind. So let's look for the easier ones. Oh. What am I doing? Yes. I was looking, I thought I was on 2 down. I thought I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, let's get my head in the game. Tower of London, Fiend, 3-4. Or Tower of London, Fiend. Not sure what that's doing either. Let's see what 3 across has to offer. Wishful thinking is put on I am posing. This looks like optimism or something to that effect. Oh, it's not quite, is it? Hang on, because optimism doesn't fit. But it's got lots of the letters of that. So 5. So it is an anagram. It is put on I am. Posing is the anagram indicator, I'm pretty sure. So let's just put in those letters so I can see them all. Now, how is that? It's obviously not optimism, but utopianism. Right. There we go. Okay. 4 down. Bear occasionally went south, then north. So E.T. No. Where's my? So it should mean bear, I think. So in the sense of carry to tote, I don't think that's. And the north feels like there would be an N there. Maybe. No, I don't know. I do not know. 5. The leopard spooked hoon. Okay. This looks like an anagram of the leopard. And a hoon is probably an ER word. Let's put in the letters again. That seems to help. Petrol head. It does help, actually. It's weird. I mean, the letters are right there on the clue, but if I put them in big, it makes it easier. So let's try 6 down. Keenness of a conspiracy case to accept civil action after start. Actually, I'm going to put it like a dash in there. No, it doesn't let me. I can put a 1 or a 0. No, that's going to look like an O. I'll put a 1. So, keenness of a conspiracy to accept civil action after start. Conspiracy case to accept civil action after start. Well, keen usually relates to avid, but unless there's a 6-letter word that goes for that. Conspiracy case seems like CY. Agency. But CY doesn't seem to be placed correctly. Okay, so let's not Linger too long there. Bootleg film content on a Roman cardinal. It's probably this is illegal, I think. Bootleg is illegal. Film content is the content of the word film, IL. A Roman cardinal, legal. This could be also illicit. Yes. LICI. Well, I was thinking LICI would be a Roman number, because it's 51, 101. Not sure where the T comes in there. Maybe T is also a Roman numeral for something. I'll keep that for now. It seems a bit weird. Bug among groves fringes. A grove in a short synonym. With bug, well, we need a lot of short synonyms there, wouldn't we? Fringes is normally, maybe it is just at the end there. Among. It's a bug. Oh, a midge is a bug, isn't it? Oh yeah, and mid is among. So that was that. 11 across. This is actually going really well for a DA. Books about American started in a mess. Books about... is that the right 11? Yeah. Books about American... tousled? I think tousled means in a mess, but books could be the something to do with the Bible. 2 LED meaning books. Books about. Like, well, no. Books about is being around, not being reversed. I'm not sure of tousled. Actually, this word though could be a gusto for enthusiasm or whatever it was. Let's have a look. My eyesight's seen to, literally. Keenness of a conspiracy. So keenness is a gusto. A conspiracy case. Sorry, that should be a T. To accept civil action after start. Wow. Surely that's a gusto. I mean, I'm not sure about it. I know the word gusto, and I thought a gusto might be the same. We've got gust, we've got ST, conspiracy case. Yeah, I'm not confident of either of those two words, so let's just leave it for the second. 13, I think we looked at. No. Oops, sorry. Second fever not contracted within stage family. Like noticing that we have the potential for the word. Oh, hang on. Let me check the settings here. I'm conscious that we have this potential with the word family. I'm not sure what this is. God uncle? Is there such a thing as a god uncle? Let's also think about wordplay here. I thought not contracted could be NT, and this does not have that in it. Within stage, I mean, I don't see any of the wordplay there. So this is going to be a kind of orphan section if I can't get those, because they're all. Although 13 across was implicated in 10 across. Let's see. So if it was, well, forget about gut uncle. Let's just see this clue. 13 across is rival. Center in Houston, in S. Abandons pod on rocket base. So maybe that would be it. Oh, that could be tote then. Rocket base would be the T. I think we're going to have the S from Houston getting taken out of a word for pod. And then it would be 13 across as rival as the definition. Yeah. Okay, that's all getting a bit too complicated. So let's just stick with... because I put this cell here, I might actually have to... I might pause and see if I can change this without ruining the puzzle, but all the numbers are going to be out of whack because there should be a number here. Hang on. Okay, so I did actually have to enter all the answers again, but that's cool. Now, where was I? I was looking at this one here, 16 across. Hiccup initially, bloated cheek. Now this may not be a T also, but I think it is. Although I would normally think it had an H at the beginning. Sorry, just checking everything again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to come back to that. 17 down. Also, I'm on a new chair here. It's one of these kind of rocky things that you have your knees and just kind of a bit awkward. Cake, nuts, tofu, tripe. Okay. So this is going to be, I think, an anagram of tofu tripe. Let's do my little, yeah, this is going to be fruit something. If fruit, now it's easier to look up here. Well, it looks like it's got those letters. Is that right? F-U-T-R-I-P-E-T-O. Oh. Is that a word? Pote? Topped? Taupe? Surely it's fruit something. Although the F at the top there looks a bit weird with the T. Maybe fruit loaf would make sense, but we don't have those letters. Interesting. Pote kind of makes a bit of sense, like maybe a French word. But let's see if 16 across could make any sense. Noting the T may be incorrect. Hiccup initially, bloated cheek. Wow, this whole top corner here is completely orphaned at this point. Well, I mean, this U here seems unlikely, doesn't it? So, I mean, how does that have fruit in it and not be the name of a cake? Anyway, let's see 20 across. Cushiony article for set's last furniture item. Could have a U on the end of it. Cushiony for set's last furniture item. Cushiony article. Could be an article there, or just the A, or there could be a THE. Not sure what cushiony means. Soft, downy. I don't know. Take fruit pote out. I guess the pote bit was pretty dubious as well. So, Mascot Airport confines clothing smuggler. Maybe slogan. Clothing smuggler. Or confines clothing could be CS. Mascot feels like the definition. Just because what else would... Well, maybe it could be a short synonym. Airport is throwing me as well. Airport could be something like LAX or something, but that seems a bit... Otherwise, a smuggler could be a runner or mule. Well, we started off okay, and now we're really struggling. By we, I mean me. Oh, I got the numbers wrong again. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to pause again, hang on. Here I am again, and I think we're back in order. This seems to have moved. Let me get that into some sort of neat position. Okay, so I had missed this letter here, so fingers crossed that's the last error. And I was trying to actually identify that clue, so that is 18 down. So, cheese a muscadine rind soybean. So the A is presumably literally A in the clue. Muscadine rind could be the outside letters of that. And then we would maybe need a cheese. Word amaretto comes to mind, but I don't think, well, it won't fit actually, I don't think it's a cheese. Soybean. Is there another word for a soybean? I don't know. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Is the short answer. 22. Horse bypasses solitary bull. Horse can be a nag or a GG. If it was a GG and it's bypassing would suggest, well, it could be going around, but I think it might be more is being taken out of. So if it was GG out of a word for isolate, for solitary, or nag out of a word, or it could be H, I think, for horse, I'm not sure. Solitary, isolated. Then the final word would be bull. Rubbish or something. Horse bypasses solitary. Baloney, because it's got lone. So a bay is a horse, and lone is solitary, and that's inside. So bypasses was a surrounding or inclusion indicator, and a bull is baloney in the sense of nonsense. That B might be useful, but we'll come back to that when we have a look at 25. See if we can confirm a T in the last spot. That's the mascot one, and I always think he's slogan, it's not that. A smuggler, well, runner is what I was thinking. Mascot, airport, confines, see, confine seems like an inclusion indicator, and we'd need a word for clothing or the clothing letters of something. Clothing could just be a T or something, but as in a t-shirt, but no, I'm not sure. So, well, Y down here. Where am I? 30, right up the top. 30 across. How about that medical soap offered by retail giant? This is Maya. How about that is my medical soap? Medical soap is ER apparently. Why is that? the retail giant is obviously Maya, and I got that initially from thinking, how about that would be my, but I don't know why medical soap is ER. Oh, the medical soap on TV is the show ER. Okay, very nice. So this is not fruit pote. We've got FOUR in there. So FRUIT. Now, what was the original anagram? I'm going off fruit pote now. Anyway, FRUITPOTE. Petit four. Okay, yeah, right. Perfect. That fits better with a potential T there. And this O at the end of 28 should be author, copied. So it's probably an author because the O on the end. Copied, not fabricated. Souvenir. Oh, well, actually, it could be memento. It's memento, isn't it? So, not fabricated is the NTO. Author is me, I think, as in DA, me, the author of the puzzle. Oh, it is memento. Sorry. Author is me, and it's copied, so it's twice. Me. 26 down. Skip some testimonial review. This looks like a hidden, and it is. It's kind of hidden within the same word. So we have the word OMIT spelled backwards inside testimonial. So we're looking at it backwards with the word review, and we're taking just some of it to get a word for skip. So 18 was the cheese. That's not probably going to get me very far. Oh, it could be AME at the end. And we have a cheese in the beginning here. Ah, yes, edamame. I had the picture of those green beans in my mind, and I couldn't think of the word for them, and I wasn't sure if they were soybeans, but there you go. Now, this could be amulet. That's probably about all it could be. I guess a mascot might be it's got the word mule in it, so if I thought closely. So airport confines is the confine letters, the confining letters, your A and T, and they are clothing the mule. Okay, well, look at this guy. I mean, come on, if I can't solve this. I never even looked at it. Well, wrongly helped slave girl bend at dance, aid and abet, just from the letters. So, wrongly held slave girl. So, wrongly... Who's the slave girl? Bend at dance. So, okay, so Ada. So, bend at dancing at the end here. And the wrongly held slave girl is Ada, I think. And I don't fully know the backdrop to that, but it sounds familiar. And we have the final answer. So, finally, a bit of traction. Once you get the grid in correct order, it's amazing what starts to fall out. Stoically accept worst minute or minute a bed. 3, 2, and 5. So probably it or in. Stoically accept. Is going to be the definition, I believe. I'm not sure. It's not really springing to mind, so let's continue. Let's try 24 since it's a bit shorter. Local contacting noble. I feel like this is something to do with a local in the sense of a pub. No real reason for that, but contacting noble. What is contacting doing? Feels like it should be contracting, because then it could be an indication, but it doesn't seem to be an andlet. So my thought is, well, a word for local in contact with a word for noble, but then there's no definition unless the whole thing is. So again, let's try to get something a bit easier. Singles bars entertaining 24 downs. That's what I was just looking at. So 24 downs partner, rather. Well, at least we know that 24 down is something that should have a partner, probably. Local contacting noble. I don't know. Let's try that 29 across, maybe. Overprotective government in Granville. What is with that? What does Granville mean? Overprotective. Coddling, mothering. Cotton wool wrapping. No. Let's try 14. I know we looked at that. Let's try 19. Did I look at this? I think so. I see. I think I looked at this, but I had a different... My 19 was in a different spot. It was up here. I think that's right. Anyway, so this is now cushiony article. That could be down, actually, for sets last. Furniture item, no, probably not. So sets last could be T, and then a furniture item in 3, meaning cushiony article. It feels more like the furniture would be the definition, just because of cushiony not really meaning much. But we need to find something that cushiony means, so that's always that's always my logic. I think, that couldn't be the definition because it has no synonyms. And I was like, well, if it has no synonyms and it's not an indication word, then what exactly is it doing there? Now my 20 down, which I probably didn't have before. Emergency worker makes Maya cooler for Spooner. Emergency worker. A rescuer. Paramedic, something like that. Makes Maya cooler for Spooner. Maya and cooler. What's Maya going to be like? Store. And cooler. Well, cooler could be a fan. So, what did I say? Store fan? Stand? Is that a thing? don't think so. AC. Store AC. Must be another word for Maya that, because store seems a bit vague, but what synonyms are we finding for the word Maya? No question mark, so it could be Sydney, but then that's unlikely with it, as in Sydney Maya. That could be Sid. Oh, that would be crafty if it is. Sid fan, Fidsan. Sid. Cooler could be like icier or something like that. In fact, an ER word would be fairly likely if it's an emergency worker. Colder. But then we'd need a very short word for Maya. Sid Colder, Kid Solder. 27. Let's see if you can help me out. Leaves from AI next chapter. AI next chapter. This looks, well, I thought perhaps it was hidden. But no, I don't think so. No, it just feels like it is, but it's not. Leaves could just be a word for leave, like departs. From AI. AI could be something like a GPT or is it Bard? And well, there's a whole load of them now, isn't there? So, gosh, struggling. 24 we looked at, 20 we looked at, 19, 15. I might come back to one down actually as well. Ivories or strings arranged on cheesy CD. Ivories may be a reference to a brand of piano. I don't know. I don't know if ivories is a word. Is ivories a word that is used to describe a piano, or ivories or strings arranged. We've still got the possibility. Well, all strings arranged would be 9 letters, and then we would need one more letter, and the one more letter would be the H in petrol head. But where would that H come from? I can't see that it does. So, oh, hang on. Ivories or strings, and then arranged acting on cheesy CD. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So let's put in those letters. On easy CD, and this something about sync. No, the H is down here, isn't it? Ivories or strings, so some sort of instrument, right? I need one of those anagram helpers that moves them around, but I've got the old-fashioned version, which is a piece of paper. I always forget that it's much easier to do this if you concentrate on using good handwriting, which I haven't done here. So it's got the H towards the end there, probably with an S. There's an N at the start. Sorry, everyone. I mean, that's so annoying. I just can't see it. If that was an S. It really feels like, well, okay, it doesn't have to be sync, but it could be SY at the start. SY. And then we'll replace this with C and O. Synecdoche. Oh no, that doesn't fit. Oh no, sorry, I've done it wrong. There we go. Synecdoche. Or I don't know how to pronounce that word. Synecdoche. I only know that word from the film. I forget the full name of the film now, but I never knew what it meant, and I haven't watched the film, but that looks like it has to be correct. No wonder I had trouble finding it. Peaceniks marching off, coupled with belligerent gestures. Fists. Would that be a belligerent gesture? well, couple could be pair. We can't have an anagram peace nicks because there's an F. We've got off, which could be potentially in there, but couple feels like pair. Golly. I'm getting all sorts of orphan stuff going on. Now let's look at 9 because I've got that extra letter now. Tower of London Fiend. Or Tower of London. Is it? This could be Nick. Old Nick. Bad Nick. A, E, I, O, and U. So, Nick. I feel like it's going to be Nick. But none of the clue makes sense to me. Imagine it was old Nick, then this word, 13 crosses. Actually, that was right. I couldn't figure this out before, even with these letters, I think. Actually, let's confirm 16 for that T, for illicit, because T didn't really add up in the illicit clue. 16, hiccup initially, bloated cheek. This is a blip, so maybe this is illegal. So initially bloated is B and cheek is lip. I should have thought of that. I was thinking of a short word for cheek and couldn't think of it. This is the one I wanted, and a hiccup is a blip. So is this actually illegal? Bootleg is illegal. Film is IL. On a Roman cardinal. Well, perhaps illegal was a Roman cardinal. Or leg, L, eagle, Liga. Must be that's what's going on there. It could be some other ill word, but I don't think so. That gives me a G in that position. So this is good because it could open up this side. So second fever, not contracted within stage family. So where would not contracted go? Maybe there, if it is not contracted in that sense. Montague, yes, this is the Romeo and Juliet family, the Montagues and the, what are they called again? Totally forgotten. No, they're in Verona. What's the anyway, the other family. I always remember that line, love, I hate the word, like all Montagues. I think it's something like that, which was from the film. I don't know if that's literally in the play. That's annoying me now. Anyway, now I thought this was tousled, and I'm just going to check that against this. Because, yeah, I mean, it has to be Augusto, surely. Keenness, A for A. Conspiracy case to accept civil action after start. A civil action is after start will be a word for civil action without its first letter. So that could be like a case or something like that, or it could be maybe a protest. I'm not sure where conspiracy case comes in. There might be some sort of historical reference to something. I don't know. This doesn't quite add up. And the tousled, I think I wasn't quite sure of either, because It had the US in it, but 2 LED. T-O-L-E, toll with D, or told with an E, or told as in it rung. Books. Well, I'm not beyond Googling the word Tousle. Untidy, yeah, okay, so that's going to be the answer. And Augusto as well. So might come back at the end and try to repass that. But we now know 13 across, which was relevant, I think, to 10 across. Yes. Oh. So Montague's rival. We're going to have to actually figure this out now. Center in Houston. S. Abandons pod on rocket base. Montague and... Why am I not remembering this? Capulet. Oh, right. Okay. So, center in Houston abandons pod on rocket base. So capsule with the center letter of Houston S being taken out. So that was my initial passing. And then rocket base for T. Right. This is a pacifist, or pacifists. It does have fists in it. A pacifist is a peacenik. And we have, so marching off couple. So P-A-C-I. Pacing is marching without a couple of its letters for passy, and fists with a belligerent gestures. Wow, so this is proven very fruitful. Now, 9, can we get this one? Well, maybe it is Old Nick. I don't know what any of that means. I'll look that up afterwards, but let's assume. And this one I thought might be tote. Something to do with carrying. Bear. Occasionally went south. Well, occasionally went would be ET, going backwards, I guess. Oh, sorry, it's the E-T-O-T, the occasional letters of went south, and then all of that going north, right. Don't know how I didn't think of that earlier. Cushiony article for set's last furniture item. Hold on. It's a day for mishaps today. So I was on 19. I couldn't really get anywhere. Probably should keep trying because... actually, what's this one? Have I even looked at this? This would be huge. I did. Cop it. Worst minute in bed or a bed. Cop it light or something like that. Doesn't feel right. Worst. It can't be an anagram of minute a bed. Don't know. So I'll be a bit stuck because I think all of these, well, I've got the rest of the grid, which is nice. 49 minutes. Can we get this under an hour? It's going to depend on getting one of these out. I don't know what 24 down is, and that was, I think, really confusing clue. Local contacting Noble, yeah, I didn't know. I mean, Noble's often like an Earl, but where do we get a single letter, and what does that mean for local? If a local is the local pub. What's another word for that? Nearby. If it is contracting rather than contacting, surface-wise contacting makes more sense, but if this is a typo, it could be locale. That would be, you'd think he'd put a question mark if he's giving us that kind of chicanery. Low calorie would be like light. No BLE. It could be contacting without BLE in it. And meaning local. But then contacting would likely have an ing on it. And we'd need a word for local that had that. It could also be loca. I'm not sure if loca is a word. Loco is. I'm wondering if loca is associated with it. So it could be loca as the definition, and then L at the start, contacting a word for noble, like Earl, but of course that's not it. Regal for noble. Let's try an L here actually. And was this an anagram? No, not obviously. I knew what Granville was. Isn't Granville the place where that tower caught fire? The Granville Tower, I think it was called. Hence probably the surface reading. So that was a tower of flats, but I don't see that's going to work. Indeed. 23. Bad blood. Oh, I never looked at this. Hey, okay, nice. Bad blood, openly examined, emptying in marrow. I feel like animus for bad blood, but openly examined, emptying in marrow. I'm not seeing how that would be put together. It actually feels like a hidden, like the marrow would be the, and openly examined feels like an E, obviously. Emptying in marrow. Animus felt like a nice one. Let's just have a look then if we had an M in that position. Leaves from AI next chapter. What about Foley? Yeah, this must be it. I'm saying must. It's got AI in it, so that's a good start. So AI next chapter. An age could be a chapter, and you know, an age in the universe, a chapter of the universe. but folio. Well, let's think of the names of some AIs as well. I don't see anything, but I think that's likely for leaves. Again, it's just a bit of a guess at this point. Local contacting noble, and I'm trying to solve under an hour, and then I can come back and explain, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Local contacting noble. This would be 20 down, would be a potentially an LER word. Emergency worker makes Maya cooler. Oh, that's right. For Spooner. The A is not the most helpful thing for 23, except to tell me it's not animus, which I think I already thought. Emptying in marrow. MW, no. ED could be examined emptying. Marrow, I don't think it's synonymous with bone. Emptying marrow, actually, could be, yes, that's going to be the TY, the marrow of emptying. Maybe this is enmity, and that would make foliage incorrect. Bad blood's enmity. Openly E. Oh no. Openly examined emptying marrow. Wow, I mean, really? It's not animus or that's how you spell enmity, right? Oh, sorry, it's enmity. I think that makes more sense. Still don't know if it makes sense with the... There's just so much like going on that looks like it's... Oh, it's the central letters of all of them. So enmity. So it is enmity, right? For some reason, when I first started solving cryptics and getting decent at them, I would naturally see an indication like a middle letter indicator and think that applies to multiple words. But nowadays I always forget that, and I just think it applies to one word. So we have a Y, and this is not foliage. Shame. But we have a Y. This could be heavy-handed or something, but it's not. So yeah, I don't know that's an R. Let's be clear on that. Handy. Heavy something. Damn, the hour is well. The hour on the time is closing in. There was some initial waffle. Local contacting, and also my pause time. And I was trying to fix all the mistakes that I made with the grid and with my drink. Okay, so local contacting never. I have no idea about that. So let's try this one again. So the leaves from AI next chapter. Oh, is this Romain? Oh, I don't know how you say that in English. But that is a French word which means a novel. I think it's without the E in French. But that would make sense. I feel like that must be a word we use. I mean, leaves is a fairly indirect way of saying that. But we do have it in the middle, Romaine, and a chapter of that. So I'm going to take it. 24 down. What's this one? just can't think of anything. I just don't understand. I'm kind of concerned about this contacting, whether that's supposed to be contracting, but even if it is. I think that's the answer. And I think this because, well, it's got Earl in it, which would be a noble, but it's also nearly abbreviated. Oh, so hang on. So if local being contracted is near being contracted, you get ear. But see, nearly doesn't mean local. Also doesn't mean noble, except in the sense of earlish, but then you would have a question mark because that's not legit. Also, this seems very unlikely. This just seems wrong, and yet it seems so close to... It's like a surprising coincidence that all of that stuff kind of roughly fits the wordplay. I mean, let's back ourselves with a Y for a second, because that should reveal itself. Unless I don't know this term. I mean, why? That seems unlikely. Let's say this was... Yeah, there's just not enough words in this clue. Like, if it was contracting local giving ear, that makes sense. But then you've got two letters left that you've got to get from noble, and there's no definition. Nearly does not mean local. So that near does. If noble's being treated as two words somehow, BLE, I don't think that's a word we use in English, but but there is a word in French that means wheat, I think. Yeah, it does. But that means, unless we use that in English, so then we could separate no and ble out, and we get that. Or something meaning no. This is really annoying. What about this 24 across? If we are, look, yeah, see, 24 down is supposed to, in theory, have a partner. Well, an earl, but early, so early wouldn't have one. Singles bars. I don't know what a singles bar is called. Entertaining. So if the whole thing meant partner instead, so there was no 24 downs partner, it's just they're separate elements. Singles. Bars. Entertaining. Hang on, 20. I didn't look at this with the M. Oh no, I didn't actually. So if that was an MER for a second, we're looking for an emergency worker. May not confuse ourselves. Makes Maya cooler for Spooner. Cooler with an M in it. Hipper. Cooler. I was thinking of an esky, but there's no M in that. There's an M in Eskimo. well, maybe emergency. But we've got the spoonerism, so I was going to say emergency could just be ER, but we need a spoonerism, which worker makes Maya cooler. I feel like it's just emergency worker. Makes Maya cooler. Maya. So if it was store, we'd have to get ST down here, so that doesn't seem to be right. If it was SID, we'd need an S down here. We'd have something like that. Maya. Interestingly, Maya is my ER, which is also related to emergency, but I think that's coincidental. Am I going to continue? I'm always kind of averse to stopping a video and coming back later. From the point of view, it's nice that it'll just be continuous, but it does often make a big difference to return to a puzzle with a fresh mind. Cup it sweet. I'm fairly sure that's an expression. Except worst minute abed. So COT is cot. Pits we. Pits is worst. Minute is we. Wow, that is hard. Okay, but that is good. And this is nanny state. Just at the moment I was going to resign. So, where are we? 29. Overprotect is nanny state, or overprotect government in Granville. Okay, I guess Granville is nanny state. I don't know what that's about. Oh no, Granny is sorry, nanny is Gran, and Ville or Villa is state. Or Granville would be nanny's state. So yeah, okay. Wow. So Heron. What about Byron? So Lord Byron. Byron is a place. So Byron. I don't know what that's. I feel like that's correct. But this contacting doesn't, and I mean, none of that really makes sense, I guess, but local, is pointing towards something like a Byron Bay or whatever, but like, not really, and then contacting doesn't do anything. It might not be Byron, but was Byron a noble? I presume that he was, if he's a Lord Byron, but... And then this had something to do with Byron's rival or something, isn't it? 20, Byron's partner, or whoever's partner. Singles bars. Entertaining Byron's partner. Could bars be that? Baroness. It's baron. Sorry. Okay, that makes more sense. But does it, is the question. Does it make sense from the clue's point of view? Local, contacting. Contacting is just the word on, and a local is a bar. Aha. So, as always, DA is right and I am wrong. And this was bands with ones, which is singles in it. Okay. Just like that, we're going to get over the line, I think. Emergency worker, fireman. Why did I not think of that? Maya fan. It was just Maya as the word Maya, fire. That is annoying. You've probably been screaming. 19 across now. This could be safe. I think it probably is. Let's see. Cushiony is safe. Article is A. Well, maybe. For set's last furniture item. Oh no, soft rather. That makes the better definition of cushiony. And so set's last would. So let's slow down. Cushiony article. Cushiony is soft. Article for sets last furniture item. Right. Right. So a sofa is a furniture item, and the A in sofa is an article, and we're going to replace that article with the last letter of set, which is T, to give soft, which is cushiony. Whew. Okay. On my clock, 1 hour 12 minutes for the full video, but in fact, when I paused, that would have stopped that timer. So yeah, it is about 1 hour and 12 minutes. Thank you very much for joining me. I won't waffle on too much longer. I'll be back with you again tomorrow, I think, for the Saturday paper, and on Sunday for this week's or 2 weeks worth of golden waffle candidates to bring in the new week. So thank you again to everyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of this content, and I'll see you all again soon.